This is a wallet.
Okay, good.
There are many other wallets like it, but this wallet is a wallet.
Well, that's a wallet, and not something that is not a wallet.
You got the reference, right?
Wait, what?
Office Space.
Office. Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen Office Space?
I know, it's terrible.
What is wrong with you?
Lots of things.
You are supposed to be like the movie expert of just life, and you haven't seen Office Space? I can't even. You know what? Do the show yourself. I'm out of here. I'm gonna go curl up in this little corner here and just cry.
Bye, Robbie.
Because you didn't do. I need to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to another edition of On a Couch Talking Sports. As always, I'm Robbie. This is Kyle. Kyle, how are you tonight?
Doing good, Robbie. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. It is a Thursday night, throwback Thursday, Thirsty Thursday, whatever you want to call it. And Kyle's got his tea because he's very thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
Very thirsty. But if you notice, you may notice something both similar, both familiar and different about where we are right now.
Where are we?
This is a true throwback Thursday to us because literally we have come back to Kyle's old stomping grounds in Norwood, his old house. We didn't break in, his parents still live here. But yeah, we are in the room where if you watched the show a few years ago, you probably saw this room quite a bit. This was sort of one of our go-to couches for quite a few years, for quite a couple of years. So here we are, and it feels pretty good.
We're back.
Yeah, it feels pretty good to be back for at least for an episode.
Yeah, good little throwback. And especially it was nice because today was so warm, so we were able to go out and get some ice cream today without actually freezing our asses off.
True, yeah.
So that was good.
We got some pizza at one of our old favorite stomping grounds.
Yeah.
Formerly it was known as Norwood Pizza, now known as Buffalo's.
Buffalo's because.
Just a herd of buffaloes just ran through there.
Yep.
Anyway, I digress. But so anyway, for tonight's episode is also a very big day in the sense that today is opening day of the 2018 Major League Baseball season. Whoa. That's right. All Major League Baseball teams began their 2018 season today, including our Boston Red Sox, which we'll get into in just a moment. Here, what we wanted to do is, if you've watched our show, we like to make a lot of predictions and at least act like we know how to talk about sports. So tonight what we wanted to do is we wanted to try to predict, as best we can, who will win each division in the 2018 MLB season. Maybe even make a World Series prediction or two while we're at it. So let's get right into it, Kyle, with a division that's very familiar to us, the American League East. That's right, the division of our good old Boston Red Sox, along with the New York Yankees, the Tampa Bay Rays, the Toronto Blue Jays, and the Baltimore Orioles. So, Kyle, I'm going to put you right in the fire here. Who do you think? Just do your best here. You don't know. It's the first day of the season, so you really don't know. Who do you think will be the American League East champion in 2018?
Well, that's a tough one. Because I know the Red Sox did. I feel like they did a lot of switching, right? Didn't they switch a lot of their players over time, or am I?
Well, they switched their manager.
Their manager, okay. So I don't know. I mean, look. I mean, I know the new manager, I'm sure has a lot to prove and everything since after the old one left. That's a tough one. So what are you talking about? Yankees.
Yankees, Red Sox, Rays, Blue Jays, or Orioles?
I'm guessing the Red Sox and Yankees will probably get up there. I don't know. I'm pulling for a Red Sox win. I'm gonna guess the new manager's gonna do a pretty good job. So I'm having high hopes for that. So
All right.
that'll be my prediction for
There
that.
you go. I am I'm gonna surprise a lot of people with this pick, and I may or may not be bad for Fenway Park for life after making this prediction.
You're not.
I still think the Red Sox are going to make the playoffs. I just want to put that out there right from the start. I think the Red Sox are going to make the playoffs as a wild card team this year.
Yes, that's fair. That's fair.
But I think, unfortunately, the American League East is going to go to the New York Yankees.
Oh, Robbie.
The Yankees. No, but I mean,
how could you say that?
I have to be honest. I mean, I have to be somewhat unbiased and honest. The Yankees did get a lot better this offseason. I mean, they traded for Giancarlo Stanton, who's like one of the top young hitters in baseball. They've already got Aaron Judge, who had amazing power numbers last year. They got good pitching. I mean, they're going to be a very tough team to beat this year in a lot of regards. And I hate to say it, but I think that they might edge out the Red Sox in the AL East. I think the Red Sox are going to make the playoffs. Don't get me wrong. But when it comes to the AL East, as much as it pains me, believe me, I'm dying inside as I'm saying this. I think unfortunately the Yankees might take it.
Man, Robbie.
Yankees might take it.
That's like when I was watching Batman v Superman, and the movie did such a terrible job depicting Superman that I was actually rooting for Batman.
I'm not rooting for the. Well, hold on. I'm not rooting for the Yankees. No, don't. Let's not go there. I'm not rooting for the Yankees. But
not rooting, but in that level of no. That's a pretty terrible comparison. Never mind. No, just scratch it.
You make a lot of terrible comparisons.
I know.
It's okay. All right. So now that I've shamed myself enough, let's move on to the American League Central. Now, the American League Central is the Cleveland Indians, the Chicago White Sox, the Kansas City Royals, the Minnesota Twins, and the Detroit Tigers. So, Kyle, again, a little bit of monkey guessing here.
So name me again the team one more time?
Indians, Cleveland Indians, Kansas City Royals, Detroit Tigers, Chicago White Sox, and Minnesota Twins.
That's tough because they're all pretty good teams, I feel like. I'm going to go with, Tigers. Probably Kansas City.
Okay. Not an unreasonable prediction. They've had some good seasons over the last few years.
Yeah, they seem like they've shown a lot of consistency and at least performance. They've done some. They've racked up their wins soon over the years. So I'm gonna go with them.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Cleveland Indians.
That was my number 2 choice.
Cleveland. Cleveland had the best record in baseball a year ago.
Yeah.
They unfortunately kind of choked away a 2-0 series lead against the Yankees in the divisional series. But, I mean, they still have a tremendous bullpen, tremendous lineup, just all around the Indians are, under Terry Francona, just extremely solid. And I just see them, I just don't see another AL Central team quite catching up to them this year again. So I think the Indians are going to take it.
Nice.
Which now brings us to the Western Division of the American League.
Okay.
Which is the defending World Series champion, Houston Astros, the Texas Rangers, the Seattle Mariners, the Oakland A's, and the Angels, the Los Angeles Angels.
There you go.
So, Kyle, again, start with you here. You got a prediction in you for the AL West?
I think the Astros again. I don't know. They seem like they're pretty solid. So
I agree.
Yeah?
I agree. I think the Astros are still... I mean, the Astros still have just a great lineup and still have great pitching, and they even added a couple of solid pitchers in the offseason. So I don't see them relinquishing hold of the NL West. I mean the AL West this year. So I like the Astros as well.
Nice.
And then for the teams that will make it, so as you know, in baseball, there's also the wild card. There's 2 teams that make it into the wild card, like the playing game each year.
Right.
And so, I said right off the bat that the Red Sox would be one of those teams.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be the Red Sox this year and the Kansas City Royals. I like your pick. I think the Royals are a pretty strong team always, and they're right in the thick of it. I think that they will at least get to the wild card play. All right, and once again, we are back. You doing okay over there, buddy?
Nope.
Yeah, for the second week in a row, we ran into some technical difficulties with iMovie, and so we've had to switch over to the phone again, because iMovie is clearly trying to sabotage the filming process.
Actually, surprisingly, I'll give it credit. It's actually not 100% iMovie's fault. It's really... I'm just trying to figure this whole disk space thing with my computer, so it's just... Yeah, no.
Your computer's trying to sabotage.
Yeah, this time it's really the hard drive part of it, with all this extra storage that for some reason is taken up by God knows what. I don't even know what's up in there. So yeah, I'm gonna take it to the Apple Store and hopefully try to get it fixed. So we're onto the phone. Yeah.
Again for the second week in a row. So again, hence if there's any quality or sound difference, that's why.
Yep.
But anyway, continuing on from where we were, I think I said the Red Sox and the Royals were going to be the 2 wild card teams this year for the American League. So Kyle, who are your 2 American League wild card picks?
The wild card.
Excuse me.
So they can't be the winners, right?
They can't be the divisional winners. No, they have to be
just 2
other teams.
I'm gonna say Yankees and Indians.
Okay. So it's funny. So the 2. So
I'm just literally.
No, but it's funny because you picked the Red Sox in the East and you picked the Red Sox in the East and the Royals in the Central.
Oh yeah.
And then the Indians and the Yankees in the wild card. I picked the Red Sox and Indians. I picked the Yankees and Indians in the East and Central, and the Red Sox and the Royals in the wild card. So it's kind of a little bit of flip-flopping there. But now, to move on to the National League side of things. The National League.
The Nationals.
Well, and speaking of the Nationals, we will start out with the National League East, which has the Nationals, the Phillies, the Braves, the Mets, and the Marlins. So, Kyle, who, again, just sort of going for your gut here, which team do you think? Nationals?
Yep.
Very fair pick. I think they've won the National League East the last 3 years in a row or something like that. They always are right up there. So, good pick.
Thank you.
I'm going to actually go with the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies. Phillies made a couple really good splashes in free agency this year and picked up some good starting pitching. And Phillies are always seem to be right up there. So I think maybe this is the year that they sort of get past the Nationals and win the NL East. So I'm gonna go with the Phillies.
Okay, good choice.
Now for the NL Central, which is the Cubs, the Cardinals, the Reds, the Brewers and the Pirates.
Oh.
So who do you like in the NL Central?
The Cubs. I'm gonna say the Cubs. I don't know. I'm always rooting for the Cubs. I think they've been doing pretty good the past few years. I feel like so. Yeah, I'm gonna root for them.
I'm gonna go with the Cubs as well.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, the Cubs are always, the last few years all been top dogs, and
Yes.
I just think that they still have a lot of talent on that team. I think that they can pull out yet again in the NL Central. So I like the Cubs to win the division yet again.
Ah, yes.
Now for the NL West, which is the Giants, the Dodgers, the Padres, the Diamondbacks, and the Rockies.
Okay.
Who do you like out of the NL West?
I'm gonna say Diamondbacks.
Okay. Fair. They had a pretty good year last year. They made the playoffs, and
I remember we talked about them. I feel like we went over like a lot of like the positive, like they. I don't know. You're right. Like I feel like they had a good year.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Dodgers.
The Dodgers.
I'm gonna go with the Dodgers.
Too, yeah.
Dodgers are a good team. I mean, they went to had like the best record in baseball last year.
Yeah, right.
Went to the World Series, unfortunately losing to the Astros in 7 games at home. I think that loss is going to really motivate them this year to come out really strong, and I like their chances to win the NL West. And now for the 2 NL wild card teams, I'm going to go with the Nationals and the Diamondbacks.
Oh, nice.
I think both those teams are always strong, and even though they may not be able to get over the hump in their division this year, I like their chances to at least get that wild card spot. What do you think?
I'm gonna say Dodgers, and I'm sorry, what was in the other league again? The other teams?
There was the
They're
Dodgers.
in both other leagues.
The Phillies, the Mets, the Marlins, the Braves, the Reds, the Rockies, Pirates, Brewers, Cardinals.
I'm gonna say
Okay.
yeah, those two.
Another very fair pick. Yeah. All right. So now it is time to put our money where our mouth is.
Oh.
Does anybody got any money for mouth?
Nothing money.
Yeah, exactly. We're now going to attempt to predict a World Series champion. The teams we said are going to make the playoffs, who do we think is going to take it all home? And who do we think they're going to beat from the other league?
Ooh.
So basically we're picking our American League, National League, and World Series champions all into one pick.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy.
I'm going to go first, if that's okay with you. I am going to go with... I'm not going with the Yankees. I'll show you that right now. I'm going with the Astros. I think the Astros are going to repeat. I just think they have they have a lot back from last year's World Series winning team, and I think they have enough to do it again. I like them over the Cubs. I like Astros over the Cubs, the former sort of NL Central rivalry from a few years back. I like the Astros to beat the Cubs in the World Series this year.
Okay.
What about you?
Astros versus Cubs. Astros winning.
Well, you don't have to pick that same matchup.
No, I know. I'm just thinking like of all the other matchups too. That's a tough one. Because I feel like there's gonna be a lot of good teams this year. There's gonna be a lot of potential. I think this year. I don't know. I'm literally just gonna pull 2 random teams probably that I picked. I'll say Nationals versus Kansas City.
Okay. And who wins?
Kansas City.
All right. Did you just pick them because Superman likes Kansas City? Always a nerdy angle with you.
Always.
I feel like. But hey, if it comes true, you'll look like a genius. So there you go. Yes, I know neither one of us picked the Boston Red Sox, but I just don't think they. I just don't know if they have enough to get to that level this year. I think they're gonna be a contender, but I just don't see them get quite there yet.
That's
unfortunately.
Okay. They might need a little time to recuperate, especially with a new manager and everything. I think they need to kind of get just a little revamp, you know? Yeah. Just a little time to kind of reboot, if you will.
All right, so now that we've made our predictions, we are going to move on to the end portion of our episode, our monologues, and I want to start out, if that's okay.
All right.
I just want to say that, like, and I know I say this a lot, but, like, this right now is, like, a great time to be a Boston sports fan. Yeah. You have the Patriots who, you know, just a month or so ago were in the Super Bowl. You have the Celtics, who have the second best record in the Eastern Conference, and you have a legitimate chance of winning the Eastern Conference this season if they can stay healthy. You have the Bruins, who are like right at the top of the Eastern Conference themselves this year, despite having a lot of young guys. They have really, really played well, and they look like they could potentially be a Stanley Cup contender this year. And of course, you have the Red Sox, who will be right in the thick of things this year in terms of the AL East and in a playoff sense. And I mean, it's an awesome time to be a Boston sports fan. Again, I know we say that a lot. I know it's a bit cliche, but it truly rings true. Like around this time, when you just look at what all the Boston sports teams are doing these days. It's a fun time to be following and be a fan of Boston sports. So just wanted to throw it out there, and also wish everybody a happy opening day. No matter what team you root for, it always is great to see baseball back on the schedule. So that's my monologue for tonight. Kyle, you got anything?
Well said. I had something, but I feel like I already talked about it, actually, now that I think about it.
If you want to expand, you can.
All right. Well, I'll throw it out there. If I already talked about it, you guys can sound it off in the comments. So, recently I was, and you know me being a big video game buff, so last time I talked about this game called Golf Story. This is another game, actually, I found out. Now, this is kind of like it's like a sci-fi sports game. Now, hear me out. You're probably thinking, wait, what? Sci-fi sports? So, I don't know I'm sure there are a lot of people out there, whether you like video games.
There are a lot of people out there.
There are a lot of people that are big fans of Rocket League, right? I mean, come on, tell me you haven't heard of Rocket League. Okay.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, there you go.
Never played it.
There you go.
I've heard of it.
You have at least heard about Rocket League, one of the most famous sports games out there. Well, there's another game that's actually very, very similar to it, except it's sort of like a first-person shooter. But what you do is you kind of run around this like mech suit. It's kind of cool. So it's actually, I don't know if anyone's ever played any of the Metroid games. It's kind of an old series of games with this female heroine, Samus Aran. This one's kind of a spin-off. This is actually called Metroid Prime. It's like Blast Ball, I think they call it, or something like that. And you can find it on the 3DS shop. It's actually for free. You can get it for free. So if you have a 3DS, 2DS, just get it. Just download it. And it's cool because it's like you're playing soccer basically. So you have to get this ball in like a goal. You have two goals at the it's literally set up just like soccer's, but instead of like kicking the ball, you're in a mech and you have to shoot the ball in the goal. So it's kind of cool. Like you get to kind of knock each other off. You fall out of the mech and you have to kind of run back in if you get knocked by the other opponents. It's sort of like, you know what? Just picture Nightfire meets soccer.
Okay.
Like that, because I know you know Nightfire,
yeah, of
right?
course I know Nightfire.
Yeah, if you guys are big first-person shooter, James Bond fans, Nightfire, GoldenEye, all that stuff, it's kind of like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so think of it, like a sci-fi soccer. Yeah, so I found it a lot of fun. It's very addicting. It's hard at first, I'll admit, just because you have to get used to the controls. But once you get used to it, once you get the hang of it, it's kind of rewarding because when you make your first goal, you're like, yes! It's kind of got this kind of rewarding learning curve, you know? So, yeah, highly recommend.
There
Metroid Prime, Blast Ball, get it.
Awesome.
On 3DS.
Awesome. You should take it from him because he is Kyle. Well, thank you for that. Another impromptu video game review.
Always.
So, that is going to do it for this week's edition of On the Couch Talking Sports. Once again, across two sources of media, two filming devices. Hopefully, maybe next time we can actually keep it on one media source.
Our computer over here is going to the repair shop. That's what's going to happen.
Sounds good. Help, computer.
I'm a computer. Stop all the downloading. That's literally what it's doing right now. So.
All right. So, and anyway, until next time. He's Kyle. I'm Robbie. Signing off for On the Couch Talking Sports from Norwood. We will see you next time, everybody.